Alex Martin. G'day, Alex.
Good morning, Stephen.
What do you think is driving this? Because obviously the trial itself cost millions, and there was a costs order awarded against Ben Roberts-Smith. Is this an attempt by him to try and avoid paying these costs, do you think?
Yes, I think it's really just a last-ditch attempt to defend himself. I think he's come this far, and probably if I was in his shoes, I'd appeal as well, because you may as well. The appeal's a relatively small thing. It'll only take 10 days when the original case took months. And you think, well, I've fought this long and this hard, I may as well have a crack at the appeal to try it. It's sort of a desperate effort, if you like, to try and clear his name.
But he can't introduce new evidence. It's and appeals are generally on. The argument has to be that the previous court erred at law somehow.
Yes, that's right. So an appeal is totally different to an original hearing. They don't listen to the evidence. They don't cross-examine witnesses. They don't look at new evidence if new evidence has come up. All they do is look at the judgment itself, which was a long judgment of 736 pages, and they look through it and make sure that there hasn't been a mistake of law in the trial judge's reasoning, and that mistake isn't so significant as that the trial should be overturned. And the reality is that less than 10% of appeals are successful, so normally the trial judge's logic is sound.
Okay, so you say this is about to take going to take about 10 days. What,
yes.
As an observer, what do you think the likely outcome is going to be?
Well, I've read the judgment. It took a long time, but I've read the judgment. It's a very detailed and well-reasoned and thought-out judgment. The justice who wrote it is no slouch. He's a very clever man and knows the law. And I think the weight of the evidence was overwhelming against Robert Smith. So I'd be very surprised if the appeal is successful. They're really trying to prove that the evidence wasn't cogent against him, or the evidence was so poor or so inconsistent that the judge has made an error of law in the way he's looked at the evidence. And I just can't see that being successful.
Given that in a case like this, I guess in any information case, I guess it's a matter of he said, she said. But when it comes to the evidence of the allegations against Ben Roberts-Smith, you're dealing on third-party evidence. Does that how does that weigh on an appeal?
Yeah, so that is the difficult part. So there was many witnesses called, and the overwhelming weight of witnesses. So we had very many more witnesses giving evidence against Robert Smith than giving evidence in his favour. And so the judge has to just weigh all that up using common sense about who they think is lying or motivated to lie and who's telling the truth, and weigh up all of the objective evidence with it. And they've done that. And ultimately that's something that every judge has to do. It's just part of the legal system. It's not ideal. You often don't have direct evidence on things. And so they've done that. And I think to appeal it and say that the logic was so poor that it needs to be overturned is going to be a real uphill task.
All right, I think you and I are probably going to talk again in about 10 days' time.
Yes, absolutely, Stephen. I look forward to it.
Good on you, Alex. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.